Hi, it's Ian. Welcome to pensionerfitness.com, and today we're going to talk about grip strength. Grip strength is really important. All right? A strong grip is really is a great indicator of your total body strength. Medical science has proved conclusively that if you have a strong grip, you're more likely to live longer and you're also better able to fight off diseases. So a strong grip is really important. Now there are different types of grip, and let's look at them now, right? So first of all, you've got the pinch, where you use your fingers and thumb to hold something and you can carry it that way. And then there's clamp, which is where you interlock your fingers and whatever's between your two palms, you hold tight, and that's a clamp. Then over and above that, we have the next one, which is crush, where you hold something really tight and you crush it, like a pole or something like that. And you hold it really tight and you keep the tension on here, and that's crush. And the last one is perhaps when you're carrying a suitcase that's heavy or shopping bags that are heavy, you've got them over your fingers. Now if you can close your hand all the way down, it's great, but very often you're carrying them on your fingers, and this is called a supportive grip. So that's the four types of grip. Now, let's look at how we make a stronger grip. There's some exercises we can do to improve our grip and make it much stronger. And the first one is to use the pinch. So, in gyms and in training in general, what people tend to use is those round plates that they put onto barbells for doing weightlifting, and they get a 10 or a 15 kilogram and they use that. And they pinch that and they walk about for 30, 40 seconds and do that several times to improve their grip. Well, that's too heavy for us, and most people at our age couldn't manage that. Certainly not at the start, and if you're just beginning, there's no way you're ever going to carry that. You'll drop it. You just can't hold it. It's too heavy. So we've got to look at doing that a little bit lighter, and it's always good to start off light and work your way up to a weight you can manage. So here's an easy way to do it. Use books. Now, I've got 3 books here, and each one of these books weighs about 1¼ pounds. So you can take the books and you can hold them in finger and thumb pinch like this, and then you can time yourself and see how long you can hold them, and then when you can't hold them anymore and you have to help yourself and take them off, look at the time, and then obviously you're going to try and beat that time every time you train with it. You're going to try and get it to last a few seconds longer as you get stronger. Right? The thing about books is if you hold the spine end, that's okay, but if you want to, don't want the books to get damaged, if you have to drop them, which is possible, then when they hit the floor, they're going to open up like this, and you may damage your book. So you can actually hold the open end, so that if they go down, it's the spine that hits the floor, and less likely for the book to be damaged that way. So once you've got it in the grip, you can hold it like this, and then you can walk about your house with it and try to get as many seconds as you can before you have to give up. You're looking to get 30 to 40 seconds on this if possible. And obviously, once you can do it once, you can do it, maybe do it twice, and that may be all you can manage. You might only manage once. It doesn't matter. You just persevere with it, and gradually it will get stronger. And the more you practice, the better you'll get. And of course, obviously, you've got to change and do the other hand as well. So that's grip. That's pinch. And pinch is quite important, and then it's a good one to use for your hand. The next one we're going to use is grippers. Now, grippers you buy from a store. These are grippers, and how they work is you just squeeze them. Now, you can squeeze them like this, or you can just squeeze it and hold it. Now, you can hold it and try and get to a certain amount of seconds. You set yourself 20 seconds, you try and hold it for 20 seconds, or 30 seconds, or whatever you can manage. Or you can just squeeze, and you set yourself a number and try and reach that or attain that number. And these are great, and they work on it, and they will strengthen your muscles. However, You have to buy these, and you may not be able to buy them. You may be living fairly remote and can't get into town and just buy stuff just like that. And so they're good, but you may not be able to get them. So the alternative to that is something I've shown before. You can use a ball. And you can get the ball and squeeze it. Now a tennis ball is hollow, and it's nice and easy to squeeze, and it's really good. Like, you know, it's not very easy, but you can squeeze it, and it's got some give in it, and it allows you to work those muscles. Now this is a solid ball, which I prefer. You know, and this is what I use, and I use this quite a lot. And if you've got big hands, some of the ladies maybe might find a ball this size too much, or a tennis ball. You can use a squash ball, which is smaller, but it still allows you to do the same job of squeezing. So that's grippers. And grippers work very well. So the next one we're going to do, the next exercise we're going to look at is reverse wrist curls. Now, normally these are done this way, with a dumbbell, these small dumbbells that I have in the house. And the way this works is, if you remember curls were like this. Well, these are wrist curls, and they're reversed. So you're coming up here and you're turning the wrist in. So as you bring it up, you're turning that wrist. So the wrist comes up, and you set yourself a number, maybe 15, 20, and you work towards reaching that goal. And you do as many as you can. Now, I understand you may not have these in the house, and you can't, you may not have the money to buy one of these. That's fine. Don't worry about that. Because simply in your home, you can take your broom, leave the head on if you want, it doesn't matter. You can take your broom and you can do the same thing, same action, with your broom handle. And you can put a little plastic shopping bag on each end with a bit of tape, put things in it to add weight, and you can still do this exercise. You can set yourself a 10, a 15, a 20, whatever you think you can manage, and work on it. And obviously, once you can do the number you set yourself a slightly higher number and go for it, or do more sets. And as you do that, you will get stronger and better, and your wrists will become much stronger and fitter. Okay, the next thing we're going to do and talk about is a farmer's carry. Now, we've all been on holidays and things, and when you go on holiday, if you're flying, you only get about 25, maybe 30 kilograms of weight allowed in a suitcase. And, and there's all different sizes of suitcases, of course, but they work on weight. So, if you get one of your empty suitcases, find some old shoes, clothes that you've got lying around. We all have clothes we don't wear. I've got loads in there that I never wear at all. And I sometimes wonder why I keep them. But anyway, you can pile all of them into a suitcase like it was going on holiday with you, and then you've got a weighted thing to carry. And the farmer's walk is when you carry a weight and you walk with it. And you can walk for 40 seconds up and down, up and down, up and down, and then of course you change hands and repeat. Or you can fill two suitcases and carry two at the same time. Now, this works a lot of your body, not just your grip strength, but because there's weight, you have to work on your grip to hold it, because if you've not got a strong grip, you won't keep it. You know, no matter how strong you are, if your grip's weak, you'll have to let go of that eventually. And as we spoke before, if you can get a full grip like this, that's great. But if you're on your fingers like this, a supportive grip, it still works. Better if you can clamp right down, but it still works that way. And of course you walk up and down, you do 40 seconds on that, and that will get you, that will get you towards your fitness goals. It's great for your abdominals because it has to keep you level and all the rest of it. So you're working a lot more of your body. This is a comprehensive move. And what we're going to talk about next is this particular movement, which is called wrist curls. But this wrist curl was normally done in gyms and that with a plate, 10, 15 kilograms. You won't do that. So we use a book to do this particular exercise. You can do it sitting down, using your leg for support, or you can do what I'm going to do. You can kneel down and you get it like this. Now you need to hold this weight with your fingers spread there, and then when you look at the top, your thumb's over the top. Rest your arm on the top of your knee and leg, and you curl it. The wrist curl goes this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, set yourself a number, 10, 15, whatever, and go for it and try and do it. Now, it doesn't matter if you don't reach the number you set. You set 15, you only get to 10. Okay, fine. You know that 10's your number. So the next time when you do it, you're going to try and force yourself to get 11. And gradually you'll get 12, 14, 16, 18, and you'll gradually build up because you'll get stronger and stronger. And that work of your wrist works on your forearm and your wrist, and it will make you stronger. And it's a really good exercise. So, that's your 4 exercises for today. They're really, really important. As I've said before, grip strength is a great indicator of whether you will live longer and whether you'll be able to fight off diseases and stuff like that. So it's really important, work on your grip. And as I've said before, you will be, if you're getting assessed, let me explain it this way. If a 50-year-old falls over, right, and hurts himself and gets taken to the hospital, they will fix him up and they'll send him off. That's it. If you're 70 years of age or older and you fall and you go into hospital, they have a totally different opinion of you, and they will look at you entirely different than that 50-year-old. Because they'll think, 70 can't look after themselves properly. And they will assess you. Maybe not the first time, but if you fall a second time, definitely that's going to happen. Because they'll say, well, this is the second time, we need to look at this. Many people fall more than once a year. It's unfortunate, but that's what happens, because we get weaker as we get older, unless we do something about it. So, you go into your doctor's office, and if you walk in with, like most people, when they walk into a doctor's office, he'll say, good morning, good afternoon, please take a seat, and then he'll find out what's wrong with you. When you're old and you go in, he'll come up and shake your hand, because what he's trying to assess is your strength. So when you give him a good solid handshake, you've set up an opinion on him now. Well, this is a strong person. This older person is strong. If he gets a weak handshake, you've now got to convince him perhaps that you're not weak. So think about that. So that's grip strength. I haven't set any numbers or that. I've said you set your own number and you work towards it and try and improve and get better and better and better. Because I promise you, you won't regret having a good strong grip. Okay, so that's it. You know what you have to do. Good luck with that. And I will see you all back at Pensioner. One thing, do this for the next 2 weeks. Practice every day. Every day try to practice this because it's really important for you. And I'll see you back at pensionerfitness.com. Thank you very much.